In the darkness of a cold, rain-soaked night, the Zampad group's TOZ-1 A rumbled through muddy forest roads, its heavy tracks slicing through the silence as operators from the 20th Regiment of NBC Protection pushed toward their target, guided only by dim lights and radio whispers. The crew positioned the launcher, unleashed a barrage of thermobaric fire, and turned the enemy's command post in the Kharkov region into a blazing inferno that lit up the night sky. The strike was swift, overwhelming, and absolute, leaving nothing but smoldering ruins where the Ukrainian command center once stood. The Fab 3000 fell fast and silent until impact. The blast tore through the Ukrainian deployment point, throwing vehicles aside and swallowing the area in dust and fire. When the smoke cleared, the position had simply ceased to exist. On the battlefield, a drone operator successfully intercepted a Ukrainian self-propelled artillery unit, the Bodana. Using a kamikaze UAV, the vehicle was reportedly destroyed, demonstrating the capability of drones to disrupt the movement of combat units at the front line. Under the bright sun, the calm of the Krasnoarmysk direction shattered as a Grad MLRS crew from the 27th Guards Motorized Rifle Division of the Center Group of Forces unleashed a precise, devastating strike. The launcher roared to life, sending a volley of rockets arching across the sky before slamming into a fortified Ukrainian armed forces stronghold. The explosion erupted in a violent cloud of dust and debris, tearing apart firing points and collapsing defensive positions. Within seconds, the once secure outpost was reduced to a smoldering ruin. Under the wide Kakhovka direction sky in the Kherson region, the Guardians of Ivanovo's elite airborne formation maintain an unblinking watch. Hidden among dense trees and tall, windswept grass, they listen for the faint, rising hum of incoming threats. When enemy UAVs break the horizon, the silence shatters. Verba MANPADS launch with a sharp roar, streaking upward like bolts of judgment. In just the past week, these vigilant fighters have brought down more than 10 Ukrainian drones, keeping the skies securely under Russian control. The calm over Dnipropetrovsk was broken by the unmistakable thunder of artillery. From their concealed firing positions, crews of the Msta-S, self-propelled artillery systems of the Vostok Group of Forces, carried out a precise strike against Ukrainian UAV command posts near the settlement of Gai working in coordinated rhythm. Reconnaissance units transmitted exact coordinates, and within moments, the Msta-S batteries released their guided rounds. The shells cut through the bright sky and descended with crushing accuracy, obliterating the enemy's control hubs. The very valiant troops press forward, storming Pokrovsk and tightening their advance across the Dnipropetrovsk region. On the front line, fighters of the Center Force Group wage an unbroken assault, hunting down enemy infantry, crushing fortified points, and tearing through armored vehicles day and night. Behind them, unseen but ever present, the attack drone operators move like shadows. Their precision strikes carve open enemy defenses, hitting everything from militant fighting positions to NATO-supplied equipment, heavy drone bombers, and critical communication systems. The latest footage from November 17th captures these moments in fragments of fire and steel, Ukrainian armed forces units collapsing under drone-guided hits, vehicles erupting in brilliant flashes, and electronic nodes falling silent one by one. The battlefield is shifting, and the very valiant forces are pushing the line forward with relentless momentum. Look at that fire. On the outskirts of Kupiansk, a Ukrainian armored vehicle was reportedly destroyed in intense fighting. Smoke and flames can be seen rising, marking a new escalation on the front line. Around Huliaipol, drone operations reportedly carried out by Russian forces continue to target vehicles belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. These strikes are said to be hindering logistical movements, including the delivery of supplies and ammunition, as well as personnel rotations in the area. This unique footage comes from one of the many drone battles in the sky. The KNYAZ Vandal fiber optic drone was on patrol and ambush duty, waiting for troop movements in the operational area. Suddenly, an FPV drone from the opposing side appeared ahead. It was clearly communicating via radio and carrying a payload of ammunition. The KNYAZ Vandal operator initially tried to approach from behind cautiously, but the maneuver was unsuccessful. Near a BRDM armored vehicle, a damaged FPV drone could be seen. Visual analysis suggests it was likely another KVN unit, though it did not explode. The KNYAZ drone then performed an emergency landing at a new location, but some ammunition fell nearby, causing a small explosion. The aerial battle continued. Another enemy drone was seen attempting to approach and target the KNYAZ again. This interaction highlights the complexity of modern air operations, where each unit must respond quickly to enemy drone movements and adjust strategies in real time. Finally, the enemy drone appeared to attempt a ramming maneuver against the KNYAZ, but one KNYAZ unit was replaced by another, demonstrating the ongoing replacement and coordination system in drone operations. The footage provides a direct view of the dynamics of contemporary aerial combat, including maneuvers, interceptions, and tactical decisions made in mere seconds. An abandoned Yugoslav-made BMPM-80 left behind by Ukrainian forces is first struck by an FPV drone that slams into its troop compartment. The hit disables the vehicle, but the strike sequence doesn't end there. Moments later, artillery finishes the job. A Krasnopol M2 round, reportedly launched from a D-20 howitzer, lands with pinpoint accuracy and rips the BMP apart, turning the derelict machine into a fire-scorched wreck. Vanished in one strike. In the Seversky direction, a reconnaissance drone hovered high above a Ukrainian electronic warfare station, quietly tracking every movement below. Seconds later, boom! The electronic warfare station disappeared in a single, devastating hit. In the Kharkov region, a reconnaissance drone scanned the tree line until it located a Ukrainian self-propelled gun concealed among the foliage. The operators locked in the strike, the feed tightened, and in a single instant, the weapon was hit and neutralized. Another gun taken out with one clean, accurate blow. The Ukrainians were moving through an anti-drone mesh corridor when they spotted a KVN ambush ahead. They halted, bailed out of the vehicle, and ran for cover. A low-flying drone skimmed over the ground and slammed straight into their carrier, ending the escape in an instant. Dozens of thunderous blasts shattered the night as Geran missiles roared across the sky, striking enemy targets with ruthless precision. In the Odessa region, the port of Izmail erupted into a towering inferno, flames clawing upward as smoke smothered the coastline. Far to the north, the darkness trembled. Explosions echoed through Izium and Balaklia in Kharkov, and shockwaves rippled across the Dnipropetrovsk and Chernihiv regions. It was a night lit by fire and fury, a reminder that the battlefield never sleeps. The tanker Orinda continues to burn in Izmail. 3 ships and port infrastructure were reportedly damaged in a massive Russian Geran UAV attack. An international Max Pro belonging to Ukrainian forces was reportedly destroyed in an area near the border after an exchange of fire. Footage from the scene shows the combat vehicle heavily damaged, with plumes of smoke still visible in the surrounding area. The incident once again highlights the increasing intensity of clashes in the border zone. Caught in the crosshairs now, drone operators from the 27th Artillery Regiment, working within the swarm of Svarog unit, tracked down a Ukrainian Gvozdika operating in the Konstantinovka sector. Once the position was confirmed, the strike team moved in. 2 drones dove on the target with flawless accuracy, slamming into the self-propelled gun and wiping it out on the spot. Shoot, the Russian crews didn't hesitate. See when the Ukrainian Baba Yaga falls to Russia. That's all for today's update. Thanks for watching, and don't miss our upcoming videos.